Welcome back to Rooka Plays. This is the RoStock Revamp overview. Even a little bit better because the previous video I noticed that the car audio was just too loud and you guys couldn't hear me. So here's a full breakdown view. Alright, so this RoStock Revamp is going to be coming out later today. And you guys might ask me, oh, but Rooka, what is it about? Well, okay. Most importantly, this revamp is because of the copyright. You see, previous owners of RoStock Racing didn't adhere to the United States copyright laws. And, you know, RoStock is obviously a fan game of NASCAR. So, how did it break copyright? Well, first off, let's talk about the manufacturers. The scheme creators, the previous owners allowed the scheme creators to make schemes based off of real life manufacturers. And those manufacturers are Chevrolet, Ford, Toyota, Dodge, Audi, Chrysler, Subaru, and Tesla. And you know, of course, all that stuff is copyrighted by their respective manufacturers. You know, Tesla is copyrighted by Tesla. Chevy is copyrighted by GM. Chevy, Ford is copyrighted by GM. Toyota is copyrighted by Toyota. Audi is copyrighted by Audi. So you know the drill. Anyway, since NASCAR uses Chevy, Fords, and Toyotas, NASCAR also owns the rights to those too. So that was a copyright number one. Copyright number two, the wheel wells and the tires. Let's take a quick peek. It says Centennial, but the pre-revamp it showed was Brickyear, which is a parody of Goodyear. Now, under copyright laws, parodies are okay, but just don't make it. It's like, hey, bro, may I copy your homework? Sure, but don't make it look obvious. You know, it's that type of deal. But you know, Brickyear and Goodyear is kind of close to each other, so that's what the kind of thing. That's the kind of thing George, the owner, wanted to prevent was a Goodyear copyright. And like I said, NASCAR owns the rights to Goodyear. They own the rights to track names, which we will be getting into very soon, and stuff like that. And not just that, the previous owners let scheme creators use NASCAR fonts. You know NASCAR fonts. And not just that, the previous owners also let scheme creators use drivers' names, which is the third breaking copyright. You know, it's breaking copyright. Real life drivers' names that RoStock uses is Ty Gibbs, Denny Hamlin, Jeff Gordon, Kyle Busch, Bush nicknames that has Bush. So, yeah. So clearly they have to fix that, or else they could have got a copyright claim by NASCAR. Now, hang on. Now, let's get to the track names. As you can see, this track name is called Crescent. But Crescent is based off of Daytona. So this is Daytona. So this revamp, track names are gonna be different. The track is gonna be the same. The track layouts are gonna be the same. The difference is their names. Now, here's a few tracks that are gonna be brand new. Antioch. That's gonna be brand new. That's gonna be a road course. Bathos Cliffs. That's been there since the OG RoStock. So, and NASCAR doesn't own Bathos Cliffs. So, you're good on that. British Columbia, That's going to be a new road course. Canterbury, might be Martinsville, or Milwaukee. Usually Martinsville is the magic mile, but this track kind of looks like Milwaukee. So I'll let you guys debate on that. Canterbury Road Course is going to be a new road course. Present, of course, is Daytona. Del Mar is Dover. Dunwoody is a fictional track, so of course we're going to keep it. Dillon Bush is also a fictional track. Dillon Bush Road Course is a fictional track, so no breaking copyright there. Gambier, I don't know what track this looks like, but Hampton. This is not Paradise, so let's go to Hampton and see what it is. Now Hampton looks just like Atlanta. Kind of looks like Atlanta. It could be a different track. It could, but it looks exactly like Atlanta. Maybe Atlanta, like old Atlanta. But other than that, Hampton might be Atlanta. Highly likely it is Atlanta. It's just that I suck at playing on the computer. I'm mostly an Xbox player. But see, it kind of looks like Atlanta, given the fact that it has the same Atlanta layout. So I'd say Hampton is Atlanta. Irvine is Los Angeles Motor Speedway, which is the Coliseum. I meant Coliseum. So yeah, see, it's the Coliseum. It's the same thing as the Coliseum. It's a stadium track. Alright, let's go to Lincoln, which you might know. Oh, okay, so Lincoln's fixed. But yeah, Lincoln is just like Talladega. Or not. Lincoln is Talladega. This is Talladega graphic. Because Talladega is a huge track. And this looks like a huge track. So this is Talladega. So yeah, this is Talladega's. See, the track layouts are going to be the same. They're just being renamed because NASCAR owns Talladega. But, NASCAR owns Talladega, Martinsville. I think they own Sonoma. I know they own Sonoma. I think they own North Wilkesboro. They own Auto Club. But yeah, though, Lincoln is Talladega. Mississauga, I don't know if I pronounced that right or not, but Mississauga is a road course. Let's see if I can zoom out. Yeah, see, it's the road course. It's a road course. So that's a new track. Let's go to Moon. Now you might think, Moon? Are we finally racing on the Moon? And no, the Moon looks like a revamped figure 8. It kind of looks like a revamped figure 8 circuit. So yeah, that's Moon. I'm not going to race on a whole bunch of tracks because we don't have much time for that. Mooresville is Charlotte Motor Speedway because it has the same, it has the exact same track layout as Charlotte. So this is Charlotte Motor Speedway. Mooresville Motor Speedway is Charlotte Motor Speedway. Let's go down to Oklahoma. Oklahoma, oh yeah, see, Oklahoma Motor Speedway looks like the same Oklahoma track as pre-revamp. So that has no change. Let's go to Paradise. Now, what does Paradise look like? Las Vegas. Now, NASCAR owns Las Vegas Motor Speedway. So yeah. So this is Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Now let's talk about Now we got some more tracks to go through. So, yeah. But yeah, though, this whole revamp is about, you know, avoiding copyright, basically. Avoiding copyright and stuff like that. Crash physics is still the same. So, that's Las Vegas. Parkview. Parkview is the exact same track as pre-revamp. And of course, NASCAR doesn't race at Parkview. So they don't own Parkview. San Bernardino is Auto Club. Because, you know, look at that. It looks like Auto Club. It looks exactly like Auto Club. It has the exact same thing. It has the exact same Auto Club. You know, Auto Club track layout. Yeah, Auto Club layout. So, you know. So there's going to be a new track. There's going to be a few new tracks. But most of them in Tennessee. This is Nashville. This is Nashville. Because what other Tennessee track? This is Nashville. As you can see, this is Nashville Motor Speedway. Which is a track I don't like because it's kind of buggy. Thunder? Thunder is Bristol. How do I know this? Because look. It looks like it's Bristol. Thunder Motor Speedway. And this right up here. Hang on, let me get it. There we go. This right up here, this thing right up here, that's a Jumbotron, which Bristol has. So this is Bristol Motor Speedway. All these tracks are just the same as the old, NASCAR themed track layout. But sorry. But they're just changing it because of the copyright. Now Wayne County looks like, I know what it looks like. But Wayne County looks like that one track that I showed you guys a couple days ago. Yeah, a couple days ago. Looks like that same track that I showed you guys. Oh my god. Was that lag or was that the freaking setup? Oh wow, have fun with this setup. But yeah though. This is the same track. It's just been renamed. And they have also closed that off. So that's Wayne County, which is the same track. Winston-Salem. That kind of looks like a track that I've raced on before. Meridian is still the same thing. NASCAR doesn't own Meridian, so it's not breaking copyright. Brooklyn's road course and Brooklyn's road course. NASCAR really doesn't own copyright to that. So, and of course, North Carolina is North Wilkesboro. As you can see, before the revamp, North Wilkesboro got a huge upgrade. The track is bigger. The track is bigger and better. You know, this is North Wilkesboro. But due to the copyright, they changed it to North Carolina. So yeah, that's North Wilkesboro. A simple track. Now, there's one thing that I have noticed. There's in the pre-revamp there is Daytona Road Course. So in Crescent is based off Daytona, right? So why isn't there a Daytona Road Course? Or not Daytona, but Crescent Road Course, you know? Why isn't there? Alright, let's go to Everglades. And what does Everglades? Well, Everglades is part of Florida. But Everglades is just a rename of Homestead, Miami. See, as you can see, it's the exact same track layout as Homestead. So, all of these tracks are basically the same. And Cordova is the Rock, you know, the Rock. Plymouth is, I don't know, it might be a new track, it might be a rename. But, yeah, the track we're at right now is Everglades. But, and here's the thing. Let me zoom out a bit because that might be too loud. But here's the thing. You know, epilogue type of deal. Everyone's complaining about how, the revamp is going to kill the game. Well, here's a few things. First off, the previous owners didn't give a damn. The previous owners didn't give a damn about copyright laws. Because like I stated earlier in the video, the previous owners didn't give a damn. They let the scheme creators use, they let the track developers use tracks that NASCAR has rights to. They used the schemes, even though the schemes were parody. However, the one breaking copyright was the vehicle manufacturers that they were using. That NASCAR has the rights to Ford, Chevy, and Toyota. Now about the others like Audi, Chrysler, Tesla, all of those is a separate copyright issue. And everyone's upset because, oh, our wins are gonna get reset, our stats is gonna reset. I'm not gonna play this game. Well, I support, I defend that, and then I also have an argument. But here's my defense about it. I defend the stat reset because, George wants an equal playing field, He wants a fair, level playing field. And, some newer player might be like, hey man, I like this game. I want to play it. I know how to raise. I know what to take. I know what lines I need to take and stuff like that. But if a high ranked player comes in, let's say, I'm a new player, let's say. I'm playing the game, I'm having fun, getting used to the new tracks, knowing the lines and stuff. But then a higher ranked person comes in, and I look at the wins, I go, wow, they have over 1,000 wins, and they're dominating me. So, so I'm not gonna play this game because that player has over 1,000 wins, and he obviously knows what to do. So George is trying to make it a level playing field. That's what he's trying to do, which I understand that. Now, that was the argument, not the defense, but here's the argument. Or no, not argument. Yeah, I had it right. Defense to the stat reset. Now here's the argument. Now, you guys seen me play this game in like 2021 or so, and I played it constantly. It was a really great game. RoStock Racing is a great freaking game. Don't get me wrong. There is some problems with the game, but other than that, it was a really great game. It played smoothly on my Xbox. Now, given the fact that I normally play on Xbox, that's why I was kind of bad at playing with, WASD, W forward, S is backwards, A and D is to turn left and right. So, yeah, I'm mostly an Xbox player. So, of course, me playing on keyboard, I'm going to be quite bad at it. But anyway, here's the argument to that. I'm one of those OG grinders in 2021. I played this game in 2021. So I understand their frustration. They worked their butts off. They worked their tail end off to get to be where they're at, to be the best of the best of the best of the best of the best. But to have that taken away, I kind of understand the frustration. But what George is doing is that there's going to be a legacy leaderboard, which means that your wins are going to be permanently frozen on that legacy leaderboard. That means nobody's going to be able to, beat you at wins. It's going to stay the same. And I understand that everyone's mad that, you know, oh yeah, resetting my wins, that's all my hard work down the drain. Well, yes, that is true, yes. But here's another thing. Just because your wins reset doesn't mean your skill at the game resets. You know, my wins might have reset, but at certain road courses like Brazil or something like that, you know, at road courses or at specific tracks like this, my skill isn't going to be any different. My skill isn't going to be any different. I'm still going to have the same amount of skill that I have at the track, or at the game, I should say, at the game, before the revamp came out. So, just because your stats get taken away or reset, does not mean your skill at the game gets reset. You'll still have the same amount of skill at the game. Now that's all I'm gonna say about that. Your exact skill at the game is not gonna change. The only thing that changed is the schemes, track names, and yeah, it's the schemes, track names, new tracks, maybe some new audio here and there. I don't know. But just because your stats reset doesn't mean your skill at the game reset. You'll still have the exact same skill. You know? It's gonna this this revamp is gonna be the same, you know, same handling, same speed, same handling, same everything as the previous, you know, before the revamp. It's gonna be the same handling, same everything. Now, here's a recap. 1. This revamp happened because previous owners didn't give a damn about the copyright laws here in America. It doesn't matter. Oh, but Ruka, I live all the way in Australia, or I live all the way in Singapore, or I live in Great Britain. You know, it can't be. You know, of course there's not going to be copyright laws. Fun fact: there are copyright laws in other countries. They might not be as strict as United States' copyright laws. But since Roblox is stationed in California, since Roblox is an American company, 95% of Roblox players are Americans. So what do you have to do? You have to adhere to, you know, United States' copyright laws. So, and you know how strict copyright laws here are in America. Because I've seen a lot of Roblox games being taken down, cease and desist orders, and a whole bunch of other things being taken down because of copyright issues. And this is what Georgia's preventing.